Hi everyone, welcome back to Rachel's News. I'm Rachel Parent. I am so excited to have you back here today, and I have an incredible guest with me today, a hero of mine. This is Lee Johnson, and he has just won the court case against Monsanto, suing them for basically causing his cancer, his non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and this is one of the first successful cases to go through in court, suing them for their glyphosate use and Roundup. It is such an honor to have you here today, and I just wanted to ask, first of all, you know, this has been such an incredible journey for you over the past year or so. What in your life has changed? I mean, this has been, you know, upside down for you, I'm sure. Yeah,
a lot has changed. I'm usually a kickback, kind of low-key, kind of private kind of guy, so that's pretty much over, right? You know, so,
you've become the face of a movement, basically.
Right, and even like, you know, like that money issue and all that, you know, people wouldn't want their bank accounts exposed, right? So that conversation about the money gets old and tired after a while. You hear a lot of stuff, and so a lot has changed by just, I think, the attention that it gets. And, but what's really good on the flip side is that, you know, all the positive energy and all the positive feedback that I get from all of these people, you know, that I don't know. So it's the good and the bad, you know, it comes with it. So yeah, a lot has changed, but it's going pretty good. I'm dealing with it.
That's amazing. And I mean, I've read your article the other day on the San Francisco Chronicles, and you were mentioning how, you know, you try and stay away from the idea of the victim mentality.
Right.
How did you maintain that over this year? How did you face these massive corporations that cause so much harm and yet stay so positive?
Like, I really practice yoga. I really practice meditation. I'm really serious about that. I used to work in the mental health field, so I understand what mental health is. So I think that is something that just by me being in control of my situation, I know that that is what you need to do in order to survive things. And I remember seeing a poster, and I say it all the time, you know, working around the schools. I've been a custodian, I've been IPM, I've been everything around the schools. I've been a campus supervisor. So what I used to see is a poster on the wall that says your attitude controls your altitude, right? So how you treat yourself daily, how you treat other people, whatever else, it's really good to have a good vibe all the time, because your mental health is connected to your physical health. So if you're mentally toxic or sick or around bad situations all the time, arguing or fussing or stress or the bus ride or whatever, it goes to your system, right? So I try to not go bouncing around through life, you know what I mean? So that's my calmness, that's my demeanor, and that's the way I deal with everything. I'm not easily afraid, so it's like, it's just the way I deal with it, and I think that's helping to suppress the cancer from taking off like it wants to, even though it's super aggressive. It's not winning against me, I'm winning.
It's incredible, and I mean, it takes a lot of inner strength to have that calmness, to have that demeanor, and where do you find that strength, especially after such a difficult case? Where does that strength and that desire to want to go out there and make a difference come from?
No, part of it is just coming from surviving. You know, you know you're surviving. There's no way for you to give up, right? And then a lot of it comes, like I said, it comes from the positive energy from people. People come up to you that you don't even know and say, you know, good job or congratulations or thank you for standing up. And it's like, I didn't expect all of that when I started this thing. You know, I just wanted to do what was right for me and my family and not just lay down and take, you know, whatever happened to me. I needed to find out who, what, when, and where, why this happened. I had super good skin and stuff, so it was not easy to deal with, to go super dipped after, you know, being okay and healthy and working out and doing good things for yourself. So yeah, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, it's hard, and I mean, I'm sure throughout the trial too, you faced a lot of challenges. I mean, you're going up against these massive corporations, and all they care about is profits. What did you find to be the biggest obstacle or challenge throughout the time?
I think the biggest thing to me was just having to show up there several times a week, having to put on certain clothes that are not comfortable to a person that's, you know, not doing well with these lesions here and there. I think the biggest stress of that is hearing the reporters repeatedly say the dying man or the man that's dying, and it's like, I know I'm sick, I know the severity of my illness and how terminal it is, but I don't sit every day, or we don't sit at the table and and hold hands and say, well, even though the dad's dying, you know.
Yeah.
So we don't dwell on that. Like I said, even in our music and things that we do, we're socially conscious, and we don't deal in death. We don't deal in darkness and dark clouds and sadness and gloom every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? We're positive. I'm a positive person, and I try to bring a positive vibe. And that should be more healthy than all that toxic stuff, you know?
That's the most important thing, and I'm sure when you heard the verdict, that must have been an incredible moment for you. What were you going through? Because in the video of you hearing the verdict, you seem so calm and collected. What was going through your mind?
Like I said, you know, I wasn't as cool, as calm and collected as I would. I mean, I felt like the body fluids flushed from my body down to my feet and then came back. So it's almost like being on a roller coaster, right? On a big whoom. So that's how it felt. It felt like that I had a total body flush and then it came back. So I don't know if that's how it feels before somebody passes out or something, because I've never passed out, so I don't know how that feels. But I would just say that it was an overwhelming feeling. But at the same time, I'm listening, you know, as she's reading, and it was just unbelievable. But at the same time, I was thinking, it's just not going to be that easy. It's not over. So I think I was kind of stuck in the moment, you know, just trying to be as calm as possible and soak it in.
And I mean, the court case continues to go, and you continue to fight for your right to have justice at the end of the day. And talking about glyphosate and Roundup, before all of this happened, when you started, you know, seeing skin reactions and problems, did you ever question the use of glyphosate and Roundup?
Well, I never used, you know, I had my own company called Earth Movers.
Right.
And I was a basic guy, you know, the guy with the truck and the lawnmower and the blower, and come show up at your house every 2 weeks and do your yard. And I had a few customers, right? I never used herbicide in my company. Right. But when I went to work for the school district, I had to sign a contract. And the contract states in there that that's one of the things that you have to do, and you're actually paid a stipend to do that. Wow. So it was a part of my job. Yep. You know, so it was just one of the job requirements. And yeah, if I had known everything that I know now, definitely I would have refused before I did refuse. I had to come to a point I was still being told to go spray. That I had to actually refuse to the point where I got fired. Yeah. But I just put my foot down and said, I'm not going to spray something that I think is hurting people. Of course. I'm just not going to do it. Yeah. You know, I've seen what it can do to leaves and weeds and small trees, so I felt like I was the leaf that wouldn't die. Yeah. I started to feel like that, like I'm stronger than those leaves, you know what I mean? So that's how I felt, you know, that I had to go pursue this a little bit, because I know my lifestyle and I know my skin, and I know that I wasn't out rock climbing or going through caves or doing nothing crazy. You know, I was doing my job. And I got sick. Yeah. Right. And at the end of the day, that's such an injustice to you and everyone else out there who may not know about potential toxic chemicals that they're using. Is there a message that you might have for anybody out there, a groundskeeper, people working in school districts that are told that they have to spray, or even people using it in their own homes or lawns? Do you have a message for them? Well, one of the messages that are strong is that if parents, you know, understand that they have rights, you know, parents. You know, I had to even inform parents, certain parents that just were against pesticides, period. They just were smarter than me, to know that they didn't want their kid at school when somebody had sprayed pesticide that day. So they keep their kid at home for a few days. So they were on a list that I had to contact them and say, hey, Mrs. So-and-so, I'm going to be spraying tomorrow. She say, okay, I'll keep them home. And if you start that at the beginning of the school, the parent has to sign up for that. And then the parent will be informed that your kid shouldn't be at school today because you're against that. There's also, what I want people to know is that kids really love their playground, and they love tools, and they love to do things. So dandelions or little weeds sticking out, if you gave 10 kids some buckets and some little non-edgy tools, just maybe little plastic, or they would go out there and pick the whole flower bed out of weeds. They might take some of your flowers too, but they're gonna take out what you tell them, put it in a bucket, and go on with life. And those will stay gone for way longer than if you sprayed chemicals on there. Yeah. That's what people don't understand. That what really drove me mad is that as an applicator, I was making more work for myself. Because I also had to be the one to go out and weed eat that stuff too. Right. It doesn't go away. You have to spray it and go weed eat it. So you figured if you got rid of the roots, now you're actually dealing with the problem, and you're saving the soil, and you're causing a cleaner environment for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, right now the biggest thing that people are always concerned about is the fact that our government doesn't seem to be doing enough. Do you feel like our government should be doing more? I mean, especially U.S., but we're in Canada here. How do you feel like the U.S. federal government should be doing more to institute regulations on pesticides and herbicides?
I would say that we've had this discussion, me and my friend, before, and the government is not responsible for cleaning your vegetables.
Right.
They are responsible for giving you a certain level of food, but like people might buy a salad bag and it says triple washed. Triple wash might mean triple mist. Just a little water that's washed to a certain standard. So I think that the government should definitely make sure that they're not giving people vegetables and stuff with too many parts per million, which they let come through all the time. They shouldn't let any of that come through. If it has any pesticide on there, it should not be used on food. You know, so that's what I would like to see, is that the government says, okay, let's just be smart. The word side means kill. So let's not use any side of any side, pesticide, herbicide, no type of side on things that we eat. Because side means kill. And anybody with a Google can go look up side, that's what it means, side, it means kill. So you're trying to kill the weeds, but you could be killing people also. Because everybody's gut is not the same. Everybody's makeup and DNA is not the same. You know, it might take 50 gallons to make me sick, it might take 1 ounce to make you sick, because they don't have the facts. Like I said before, they can't take 50 humans out and squirt them with this stuff for 30 days, and they all pay $30 million. We're just going to spray you for 30 days. It doesn't happen. It's unethical in this country, and in America, and in any country. They're not going to do that. Not where people know. They might do it secretly, but not in the public. So there is no real way, but you know, whatever testing that they tried, you know, I guess that's okay. But research is what's really needed. They really need to find out if this stuff is, you know, the way that they can regulate it to where people are not coming in contact with this.
Exactly. And I mean, glyphosate is sprayed on over 70 crops. In Canada, in the US, these are not just genetically modified crops. These are things like chickpeas, lentils, the list goes on and on. So do your research, make sure that you find out where your food is coming from and that it's not being sprayed with glyphosate. And it's not just affecting yourself when you eat it, but it's affecting the farmers, it's affecting workers. So do your research and make sure you're finding out where your food is coming from. And I guess one of the things that I'm wondering is, what do you hope to see come out of the trial? What is your ultimate goal, or what vision do you have going forward?
Well, if things go well, what will happen is that with my media representative, Bianca Vivian, she's building a platform with me that is going to present my music, my books, my activism, and my most favorite thing is my philanthropy movement. This I have the Fill a Need Foundation, which is a foundation that will fill the needs of people that need whatever it is. Like if you needed help, you needed a car to get around and do your thing that you do here, right? You put an application to the Fill a Need Foundation. I need a car from my business. It's a non-profit. I'm not making any money, but I need a car from this. We give you a car and we write it off. You know what I mean? And with these foundations, and you know, I hope them use this, if this case goes right or whatever, that this thing will be to help other people, like people helped me. You know, a lot of people came together to help me to get this case going and everything, and it had mountains of facts that I didn't have. All I had was my story, and they put their facts on my story, and here we are. You know what I mean? So hopefully the world will win with this, and I can help. That's what I hope to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it sort of goes into my next question, what's next for you? And I think a lot of people probably ask you this, and they assume that the trial is over, but it's not. So what are the next steps? What's going to continue to happen?
Yeah, there could be years of litigation. Like I've heard people say that I could be dead before the litigation is over. That's how serious litigation in law, and people that have the money to fight, they can do it. And these some companies, they have big money, they can fight. So I'm not really focused on that right now, to really be honest. That's kind of like being handled, you know? So my biggest thing is getting the platform going, to get Spray Bar Visuals and Stream up and going, and to get the Fill a Need Foundation up and going, and just be positive and do positive things. Like, you know, I have an event coming up next month in UC Berkeley, you know, speaking event. So just talking about this, you know, leaving the big company's name out of it, and you know, going towards the non-Hodgkin lymphoma and helping people that are still here, you know, to push on, you know, and maybe be an example for somebody that felt like they were wrong to say, well, I'm not gonna try to fight, man. Those people too big there. Well, try it. All you can do is lose, or you can win, but don't give up. Don't buckle under, you know, because you think somebody can stomp you. You know, no, get stomped. Or win.
And let's hope we win.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Don't not show. Yeah, don't forfeit. That's the worst. You know, if you can do it, show up. You know, it's not easy for me to catch a plane and come out here and all that, but you got to push on. You know, you got to do what you need to do until you can't. And then you know, you tried. You know, but you don't want to sit around saying, "Oh, I should have went to Canada. I should have called the lady. I should have went to court at the time." You gotta push yourself, and I know it's hard, but hopefully I can motivate people to say, I saw the pictures of this guy. I saw him 2 weeks ago look like that, and I see him a month ago look like this, and I see him again. So hopefully the story will be that the guy that beat the big company beat the big disease. You know what I mean? That I beat cancer, and I'm still here 10, 15 years from now when they have cleaner vegetables and better crops, and I can say I was a part of that. You know, that's the push, is to try to stay alive. You know what I mean? And look back on this stuff and look at my sons when they're older and say, yeah, Dad, I remember you was doing that one thing. You was on TV and stuff, you know. So that's what I hope, is that my sons will be able to, you know, give me a ride to the store one day. You know, I'll still be around here, you know, a few more years. So we'll see.
And that's such an incredible vision to look forward to, and I can tell that's what gives you hope and that's what drives you. Just such an incredible message. And
thank you.
To everyone out there as well watching this, please know that this is such an incredible example of someone taking action, someone going out there and making a difference, because at the end of the day, you know, you didn't ask to be a martyr or an activist in this movement, and you ended up as sort of the face of this movement, of the food movement, but you're doing so much good for everyone around you, not only in the food movement, but through your philanthropy, and you continue to, you know, go on and impress and inspire people. So thank you. You are one of the most inspiring people I have talked to.
I'll say that I told Bianca, I said, she reminds me of Carrie. She said, oh no, she knows Carrie. So yeah, you keep it up.
Thank you so much.
You're doing. You start really young. I'm really proud of you young folks, you know, because
very sweet.
You start out like that, when you get up there, you'll be at the top. You know what I mean? You already know your stuff. That's real good.
Thank you. And as a member of the youth, I also want to say thank you, because at the end of the day, it's people like yourselves who are leaving the earth a better place for generations to come. Yeah, so thank you for all that you do. Exactly. It's at the end of the day making sure that we have a planet to live on, and that we can all count on having a safe place for us to be. So
that's our responsibility as adults, to leave a good place for the kids.
For sure.
And show them examples so they can do it for their kids.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. This has been Rachel's News. We'll talk to you again next time. And thank you once again for being on my show. It has been such an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.